Hi everyone. Hola, konnichiwa, ciao, wagwan. Welcome to Inspire. I'm Heather, the vocal whisperer, and this episode of Inspire is brought to you by Cocolite Coconut Water, Kinetic Engineering Services, Rail Advertising Production and Talent Agency Rapata, O3 Media, and 2M Solutions Limited. Today with me is my very special guest and friend, DJ Marvin. Of course, his name is actually Marvin Edwards, okay? But you all know him as DJ Marvin. DJ Marvin.
No, Mix Master Marvin.
Mix Master Marvin.
Well, you have to say
I stand corrected.
It's a flyer thing, this, So, with the Mix Master Marvin, take up the whole flyer, no.
Mix Master
It's
Marvin.
we can't say it now.
Hello, and welcome to Inspire.
You good?
Yeah.
Man.
He was Well,
no, a long time I don't see you, so
Oh my God. So it's such a pleasure to have you here with me, Marvin.
Yeah, man, it's a pleasure being here.
So walk us a little through your childhood. What was it like? Where were you born?
England. I was born in England, came out here when I was two-ish, something like that. So I grew up out here in Jamaica. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yes, did all schools and all that.
So where did you go to school?
First school, I don't remember. I left second school, Williams Prep.
Was there a third?
Have a name,
was there so you went to high school?
Arden. I went Arden for the first 3 years. Was too bad. So
you gave a lot of trouble.
Don't ask what I did because but it was a few things. So they say, you know what? It's not really the school for you, this, So I was like, all right. So all that time, I was into my music and, and all of that. Getting into it. So they knew that. So they said, you know what? We're going to send this boy to a technical school. So they sent me to Kingston Technical.
So who made that decision?
The vice principal of Arden. Yes.
So it was not your parents, the vice principal.
Vice principal, because he knew who my old man was and, the music business. And
your dad, as you talk about that, I was going to touch on that. Your dad was an artist.
Yeah.
What was his name? Jackie Edwards.
There you go.
And he was a very good singer, by the way.
Yeah, man. Soul man.
I've heard his songs.
Yeah.
And so you were hanging around your dad a lot, obviously.
Yeah. When he was like rehearsing and stuff, he used to crawl in the studio with all of the big artists, the John Olds and the Jimmy Cliffs and all of that. All of them is uncles to me. But anyway.
So you crawl in the studio, literally, and you sit there and watch your dad sing.
And hide. Because my dad see me in the studio and kick me out. But
until you go to your bed.
Go bed, kick me out. Because I go on in them kind of studios. Exactly. Right. So it's like, I want to sneak back in. So the old man saw that you're going to be in music somewhere. And, so that was it. But anyway.
He spotted it.
Yeah.
So you were in music from your idea you knew. Basically, it was in your DNA.
Yeah.
So at what age did you start thinking of a career path in full-time music, being a DJ?
About 81.
1981. What caused that? Like, what caused that one?
I didn't hear nobody mixing music or anything. I just heard 2 songs and I listened to that one and I said, hold on there. I wonder if I was to play that one with that one. But, without knowing about mixing, it and all over the place. So I used to, it was like a belt drive turntable. So I go in and I said, it catch. So I was doing that, still not knowing what mixing was. So I basically taught myself.
How to mix?
Yes. Music. Without listening to them. And then further down the line, when I heard people talking about mixing and whatever, I said,
that's something there.
I said, wait, and that me I do. All right. Okay.
Oh, awesome.
So I basically taught myself without no knowledge of what I was doing.
Yeah. Now, Mixmaster, you obviously you work at a radio station. You play out at gigs. All the time. What's your daily routine like? Like, say Monday to Friday. I'm not talking about weekends when you play out. Like, on an average day, like, what do you do? Like, from when you wake up to when you go to bed?
When I get a chance, sleep. As much as I can, which I'm not getting enough sleep. So that kind of answer everything else. So everything else is from Sunday right back to Sunday's music.
So you practice, like...
Not as much as I used to, but more create. Like remixes and now I'm going into a production, so I'm learning all of these new gadgets and all this AI stuff and all this guys are learning all of that stuff. So it takes time. So I have to be balancing that with the playing out part and family day and all of that. So yeah.
So when do you work best? Like as a creative, like nighttime?
Yeah, man. Late night. Everybody gone bed, phone not ringing. So nighttime is my time.
Your time. So that means you don't really wake up very early.
No, sir. I have a show on radio at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Friday.
On a Friday, yeah.
Hate that show. Hate it.
I remember.
Yeah, you remember
used to do the show.
Yeah, you remember every morning they tell me about an hour and a half before. Yes.
And when you come to work, you hardly can wake up.
Yeah, and all these things.
Because you're still thinking about the bed.
All right. The body clock, when it adjusts to a certain sleeping time. Yeah. So. But morning and me, from day one, no. Mm-mm.
So now I want to ask you a question. Through everything, I've observed you over the years, and to me, you're a pretty laid back man. You not trouble you, not bother you. If you even get a little bit ticked off by something, in a few seconds you're good again. You probably come, even when we used to work together, you come and say, say so, and we talk it over and it's done.
Yeah.
Now, there are challenges a lot of times, even like when you go and play out or you might have an issue with a promoter, something happening, or on your daily walk. How do you face those challenges? Like, what do you do to cope? What's your coping mechanism?
Blank them. You see, if you don't have it in your head, how you going to bother you? That's what I do.
So you blank them. Now, how do you do that? Because a lot of people...
It's not easy.
I was going to say, a lot of people want to learn how to do the blank thing.
Yeah, it's just control of your mind. How you control your mind, how you control your thinking, and stuff. Because people can say, in the music business, people can say some things, that's not nice. You know what I mean? So... if you sit down and say, you just you're adding on to the more stress to your brain. So you just sit down and you just find something to do. You see, this is where music come in handy.
Yeah.
I just go home and and once I close my studio door,
you
see all them something out the road.
Right. You forget about it.
In 5 minutes, gone.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
So I use that to my advantage.
Awesome.
Stuff, especially that.
And on that note, we want to thank our sponsors once again. Coca-Light Coconut Water. And this is where we big up Coca-Light because, of course, they're coconut water sponsors. So cheers.
Yeah. Oh,
to Coca-Light.
All right.
This
cheers.
is where we do the cheers.
All right. I'll take a sip and... Ain't about for true.
Oh, God.
It's all right. Oh, yeah.
It's all right.
I can work with it. I can work with it.
When you pass it, I know it's well passed, All right, so big up Coca-Light, Kinetic Engineering Services, Rail Advertising Production and Talent Agency, Rapata, O3 Media, and 2M Solutions Limited. Now, DJ Marvin, as the DJ, I want to ask you this question.
Yes.
It's probably difficult for you because you probably know so many songs. You've played so many songs. You've mixed so many songs. What's your favorite song?
One off in a particular category, which is reggae.
Okay.
Right.
Shoot. What is it?
Jacob Miller.
Jacob Killer Miller?
Yeah. Tune with the Brown. Keep on knocking. Yeah, something about the arrangement, even though it was done back in the 70s, something about the arrangement and the presentation of that song, just every time I hear it, I go,
so that's the one that starts, da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na. That's it?
No, man, how it
starts?
No, man.
Keep on knocking, but you can't come in.
Yeah.
How it starts again?
You see, you just throw me off with that.
No.
You throw me off.
Hold on.
No, but it's not that. It's not that. Eh?
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, but it don't start so. Yeah, there? No, but you started wrong.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Right. But but something, as I said, something about the whole arrangement, I put on headphones, I listen to it for something that was done back in 78 or whatever. Why? Wicked. And it's like, it just, no matter how much years pass, if you love music and you listen to it, you just fall right into it.
But you can't come in. You can't sing?
I can't sing. I never got to sing. I got the engineer. Yeah.
Being serious.
And I'm sing what? Yeah, man, me have a whole note, man, your whole ears. Yeah, we do. No, man, engineer. Board. Go around the board.
Stick to the console.
Yeah, man, go around the board, man. Go around the board. Yeah, that's sweet. You see all the horn section? That does sound like something from the 70s, you know?
Yeah.
You know, it way before its time, production-wise.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Jacob Killer Miller, you keep on knocking, right?
One of my favorites, definitely up there in the top
Awesome.
reggae songs.
Up there in the top 3 reggae
Yeah,
songs.
in the 70s, yeah.
Now, DJ Marvin, what do you do for fun?
Not much, you know. You see, as a DJ, you don't, as DJs now, I'm gonna speak in a collection now. We don't really have fun like that, you know, because you see, our fun is to play music out there and watch people enjoy themselves and dance. So we feed off that energy. So that is our fun, I would have said. And that goes for all DJs, all good DJs who know to play a party properly.
So, like, sometimes you sleep in, but a song will wake you up or an idea comes to you, like, this is how I want to play my show tomorrow. And this is exactly what I want to play. So how do you do it? Like, you just walk with your music on your laptop?
You mean on the radio or out
on the
road?
radio?
On the radio. I will preset certain playlists.
Right. And what about when you play out at events?
No, man, that's straight off there. What? Because you don't know. You remember, nowadays,
you have to read the room, right?
No, it's not even that.
Read
You're playing alongside 2-3 DJs.
Right. So you don't know what they're going to play.
Exactly. And when them see somebody like me, some of them say,
watch me.
Watch me. You got to bring sounds on. Yeah, man. So it's like, yeah, man, go and play, man. Go
yeah.
But you see, that is how you become a good DJ.
Right.
Not saying that I want him to do that all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
but then plan for you.
Yeah.
But you plan back for them too.
Me and my touch around the back of the laptop there, you know. So, you know. But yeah, but you see that can be fun. That's our type of fun.
Fun, right?
You know, like an engineer, his fun is like getting all the equipment and new things and gizmos and trying new sounds. That's
what you do for fun. That's
fun.
Awesome. DJ Marvin, now thinking back, can you think of one moment or one time or some time ago when you felt inspired by something? What was that?
The day, I guess, when I learned that what I was doing is called mixing and it's going to be one of the biggest things worldwide. And I was doing it before even knowing what. So that, in realizing that, I just got better at it and better and better and better. So I basically inspired myself. And then obviously hearing DJs, like say 2-3 years after, like from the States or whatever, doing it real technical now and scratching and all of that, you know, so.
Which that you do that too?
I do that too, but I'm talking about then. You know, because obviously I didn't have the right equipment like what they were using. But so I would say those guys from the States inspired me somewhat.
Awesome.
And then I took my road and my thing and took it my way.
And gave it your twist.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, DJ Marvin, Master Marvin, what advice would you give someone watching this podcast right now who wants to be a DJ, a mix master?
All right. Basically, before I even say I'm going to say something, for a good DJ, he has to know the record. He has to know what he's playing. Can't hear somebody go play a top 10 or top 20 and same can go party and play, which a lot of them doing that, right? So they have to know, to be a good DJ, you have to know what you're playing, know the song, so you can present it to. A lot of them don't do that. What the question again?
So what advice would you give?
Give them practice. Practice, man. Practice. I did it. You know what I mean? Practice. Just practice. Know what you're doing. Know the songs that you're playing. And just practice and just do your thing. You know what I mean? And if you practice and you're still not good, then go find something else to do. Because you're going to come across us DJs that if you say you're going to come party and play alongside me and play like that, you know, especially certain professional parties where the music it's wide. The range of eras is wide. Come in here and say I play top 10 and play all over the place. No.
Not gonna work.
It's not gonna work. Not gonna work.
Mix Master Marvin. You may know him as DJ Marvin or Marvin Edwards if you went to school with
Forget
him.
the Marvin Edwards. Forget that.
Thank you for your inspiration and for sharing your journey with us. And we wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Your production that's coming up. Of course, I can't wait to hear what you have in store for us.
I kind of hold him back on that a little bit, because nowadays music, I don't know which direction it going. The nowadays thing them, so I kind of ease back little and watch.
I catch and watch.
I catch and watch, yes. Yeah, so the beats, and I talk about the artists, the music itself.
The music.
Yeah, I'm not feeling no night. So, and them seem to be into it, the new lot, so I kind of kick him back.
Right,
Music
and
is a cycle,
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Once again, I'd like to thank our Inspire sponsors, Coca Light Coconut Water, Kinetic Engineering Services, Real Advertising Production and Talent Agency Rapata, O3 Media, and 2M Solutions Limited. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe to Inspire on YouTube at The Vocal Whisperer. Want to know who will join me next? Keep watching to find out. I'm Heather, The Vocal Whisperer, saying, see you soon.